Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create this look. This is a very easy and simple look. It's a more cute and pinkish look with a pop of color in my waterline. And my colored waterline will be the eye catcher of this look. If you want to know how to create this look, watch this video. Okay, I start with moisturizing my face. I use a moisturizer before makeup. I just put on not too much because this cream is already very thick, so I don't apply too much. Okay, so I won't use sunscreen because I won't go out today, so I'll just skip this part. Okay, so now first I start with foundation. I use the Catrice Tinted Serum Foundation in 10 Neutral. And I just sprayed it across my face. I grab a wet sponge and blend everything in. This foundation is very lightweight and sits so well on my skin because it doesn't look very much like foundation, more like second skin. Next I use concealer, and I use the Glam Like Magic 12 Hour Full Coverage Concealer in Fair. Just apply a bit here, and also where I want to cover some blemishes. I'll blend everything in again. So now I use powder, and I use two different powders, one for my under eyes and one for the rest of my face. And I start with my under eyes. So for my under eyes I use the Glam Bake Glow Setting Powder in Banana. It's a quite yellow shade. And I grab a powder puff, just go in a bit before dabbing it off on my hand. Just go under my eyes to set the area. Also on this side. So before I use powder on the rest of my face, I apply blush, and I use a cream blush. I use the Essence Soft Touch Bouncy Blush in 10 Antique Blue. I just apply a bit here. It's already very pigmented, so it needs to be blended very well. Now on this side. And I focus on the apples of my cheek, but also go upwards to the end of my brow. Then I use powder for the rest of my face, and I grab a brush like this. And I use the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Clarifying Finishing Powder. Start to set my face, mainly my T-zone. In areas where I tend to shine or where I crease a lot, like here on my smile lines and my nose because my nose gets very oily, and a bit around my blush to set the blush a bit, but I don't go over all the area because I don't want to take away the shine here. And then lastly on my forehead. Next will be my eyebrows. I just go over with a colored brow gel. I use the Glam Striking Brow Gel in red brown. I already used it quite a lot. I just comb through my brows and slightly tinting them. Now they also look fuller and have a more clean look. Next will be nose contour, and I use the Glam Hyper Sculpt Highlight and Contour Palette. It's in the shade Cool. I first go in this shade, just put it on here, draw like a line, then here. Now I go in this lighter shade. Now I blend everything out to make the lines more softer. Now here. Then I just go over my eyelids with a light shade and also just like contour them. Go like this at the end of my eyebrows, a bit toward my temple. Also do it on this side. Now I go in light shade, highlight the tip of my nose and also here on my nose bridge. And I go in here, drag it downwards to highlight this area. Here. Lastly, I go in the shimmer shade, just apply a bit on the tip of my nose and also here again, a bit on my brow bone, also here. Next I use a powder blush to go over my cream blush again to set it more, and I use Root Baked blush in Pink Pearl. It's also a shimmery blush and it actually can also be used as a highlighter. Just apply a bit here above this area. It's more like a blush and highlighter. And I also grab a smaller brush and put it on my inner corners. Next I'm using a darker brown eyeshadow, and I use the Kiko Smart Color eyeshadow in 05. Just go over my eyelids. And blend everything in. Next I use a very small brush, go in the same shade, put it on my lower lash line, just toward the middle. I use the excess of the brush, put it on my inner corners and here to connect everything. Also here. Next I use eyeliner, and I use the Essence Liquid Ink. Just do a thin, quite long wing. Okay, so next for mascara, I use the Essence Lash Without Limits Tubing Mascara. This one is also new, and it can be washed off with only water. Just go over my lashes. Also on my lower lashes. Okay, so now moving on to my lips. First go over my lips with the Unleasha lip pencil in number 4. I just go over my lips where I normally would line them and just smudge it out a bit, because this one is actually not a lip liner. It's meant to have a smudged look like this without harsh lines, to have a more softer look. Then I go over my lips with the Essence Hydra Kiss Lip Tint in 06. I just dab a bit on, just blend it out with my finger. Also smudge it out a bit. This one is quite pink and pigmented. Then I go over with a gloss. I use the Unleasha Sunset Dazzle Gloss Balm in number 1 Malibu. It has a very cool applicator. And I just apply a bit only on the center of my lips. So it will be only on the center of my lips like this. Next I will apply lash glue. I use the transparent one by Glam. When my glue is drying, I use a glitter highlighter, and I use the Focallure Star Crash Stretchy Highlighter in Pinkish Galaxy. I just go in with my finger and slightly dab it on here, just on this area, just to add more of a shine, and also on my eyelids. Next I apply false lashes. I use these ones. For the last part, I want to add color on my lower waterline. This will give this look such a pretty detail and will also make your eyes pop more. So first I grab a Q-tip, dry my waterline. Okay, so next I grab a kajal, and I use the Catrice Kohl Kajal in 200 Pretty in Pink. this one is waterproof, so it's important to dry a waterline first before applying it. Just go in, put it on my waterline. And I go in the second time to have it more bright. Alright, so this is the finished look. The color on my waterline is the eye catcher of this look. This one is actually more of a simple look for me without many eyeshadow shades, and it also matches with my blush and also with my lips. Let me know what you think about this look, and if you enjoyed it, please like this video and also subscribe to my channel.